Love to get through Chen Xingtong, considering Ding Ning couldn't just a few weeks back. Mima Ito will start here. Best of 7. Love all. Flash still here. Chen Xingtong saying, gotta turn that off. High toss serve and the follow-up hit with the backhand side. Now for some players, that flatter shot off the backhand will be quite jarring. Forces a player, an opponent, to lift a little bit more, generate their own spin.
1-all.
Now between the two, Mima Ito is the shorter player, but she's quite strong over the table. A little bit of trouble here coming in for that backhand. You could see she tried to keep the spin on, a little bit of security on the shot. Oh, the angles run all around, deep to the backhand and right back to the wide forehand. Very close, think it clipped the top of the net and went out. Chen Xingtong with that spinny opening. Wrong side of the net. Chen Xingtong with another point. Deep serve to the backhand side. Chen Xingtong decided she wanted a forehand attack on that. Couldn't quite get around the ball. First towel break of the game. Neither player up. Here we go. Chen Xingtong gets the ball first and then goes for the towel. So for Mima Ito, it's tough. I mean, those flat hits can be very effective, but I think the service and the receive are going to be huge here for getting into the point early. If it becomes a spin battle, Chen Xingtong is the heavy favorite. Right down the line, the parallel winner. That's the flat hit. Off the reverse pendulum serve, quick into the point. And again, Mima Ito very quick on her feet. From even behind the table, that slap, she just turns, gets the racket head up, and comes straight through the ball.
Net. 4-all.
Two punching backhands in a row, little spin deep on the table. Now for both of these players, it's a bit like an audition here. Chen Xingtong expected to win this match. Chinese players playing against any foreign players expected to win the match.
Net. 5-4.
A few slight exceptions maybe right now from Germany on the men's side. Look at this angle, the wrist, holds it back, waits to see where she's got the opening on the table and plays it wide. And as mentioned, it's that serve that sets up the high third ball. First point in a long time for Chen Xingtong. Mima Ito was down 1-4, scored 5 in a row. Oh, back edge of the table, but right down the line. A good combination after a long serve to the backhand. Second bounce pins Mima Ito in the corner. Just a little quick flash there of what it's like being Mima Ito to chase that wide ball down, or at least try. Good opportunity, good idea.
7.
Ito letting the arm drag behind, trying to fool Chen Xingtong rather. It's one of the fastest serves I've seen from the shovel position out of Mima Ito. So far this match, deep on the table. And with the speed, if you can have subtle contact, it makes the spin much tougher to read. Less time to react as well.
8-7.
So early on, it seemed like Xingtong was running away with the game, was going to be quite dominant, steady. Mima Ito very versatile. It's going to be a question of percentages, I think, for her. And this is tough, that awkward spinny ball. One thing Mima Ito does quite well as well that I'm sure we'll see throughout this match in the service receive variation. For strawberry receive. Also, she does something called the banana split. Get into that in a bit. Mima Ito is one of the only players I see who does this. It's underspin with the Chiquita spin on the receive. Punch just long, and it's 2 game points for Xingtong to take the first. Again, head-to-head, Mima Ito has not won. 0 for 1 against Xingtong. Taking the first game definitely helped Mima Ito out. Bit of confidence. There it is, deep to the backhand and right down the line on the forehand side. Xingtong takes game 1, and we'll be back for game 2 right after this. Back for game number 2. Xingtong at the top of the screen, leading 1-0 over Mima Ito. If Xingtong could take the World Tour Grand Finals, it would be quite a year for the 20-year-old who's currently world ranked number 10. Oh, beautiful flip, gets in up on that foot. Using the length of the table here is quite crucial, but Mima Ito better than most at this shot. That's how it's done. Perfect execution there. Snapping at the elbow. So I was bringing up earlier how this is like an audition for both sides. Mima Ito not expected to win despite being in front in the world rankings, but for any of the young Japanese players, for any of the Japanese players period, to beat one of the Chinese players is considered a huge victory and an upset regardless of the world rankings. Oh, the rip, the punch, way out wide. Ito's got a slingshot backhand. A little bit softer with spin there. Look how fast that is. Again, those trigger-like reactions. Oh, break for Ito, little fortune, covering the middle with the racket head straight up. Quite a different start than in game 1. And the length, half long off the top of the net. Xingtong, not a lot of options there. Right down the line, so fast. Precision, not the most powerful shot, but the reaction time. How could Ito possibly get there from where she started? She would have had to have been anticipating and already moving. You could see the leap there from Ito. Ito moves like the wind. this time she reads a little better after closing on that backhand. Ito's quickly covering the wide forehand. Again, is the shorter player on court, just under 5'2". Maybe closer to 5'1". I think she said 152 centimeters. She's gonna have to cover those wide corners. Oh, serve gets away, catches the short edge, the near side edge, and pops up. Chen Xingtong swatting it like a fly. We saw a similar idea here, the serve that comes down near the baseline on Mima Ito's side for a long serve. If you want to serve shorter, first bounce closer to the net. Keep the second bounce a bit closer as well. A few big opportunities here. That's got to be 3, possibly more in a row for Chen Xingtong. Well placed into the middle.
4-6.
Now middle to middle, Mima Ito should have a slight advantage just because she is smaller. Shorter strokes. Chen Xingtong very fit, very complete on the table.
5-6.
Ito coming back, second serve here within 1. Look at this from the middle of the table. It changes up the game because look where she's waiting for that third ball. Chen Xingtong tempted to play the length of the table out to the forehand. Shovel serve. Popped up and she's there to clean up. Ito right at the back of the table to get in near the net. Second towel break of the game. And back and tied up they are. Look at this one more time. Over the table. Not easy for Ito. Long time there at the towel for Chen Xingtong. A lot of thought indeed. 1-1, quite a different match. And say being up 2-0. Nice parallel shot. Ito with the surprise placement. She's on the move. And this is the amount of pressure you have at this level of play. Haven't even come down yet. Not set and already thinking, not just where, how can I get to the ball, but where exactly to hit it in that moment. Where's my opponent moving? What are they expecting? Oh, the second one, crushing it, demolishing the ball down the middle of the table. It takes 2 here to win the point. 1 and the second one. Chen Xingtong just trying to get that racket up and in the right place. So a serious run here for Ito. It's been back and forth this game. Surprise underspin, gets a lot of body into this, really turning at the waist. It's funny, a lot of people don't realize how much body power goes into a serve. After all, it is a shorter shot, more of a touch serve in general. But a little bit late to come in. Chen Xingtong making that soft touch, brings in Ito for a later touch shot. Not a bad touch shot from Ito, but Chen Xingtong, world class. Once again, Ito a little bit late to get in. Clearly not happy. You could see by the ball reaction the way she hit it up in the air there. Coach Matsuka's timeout. Got to hang on to the lead.
Timeout.
Interestingly enough, early in the match, but I think this is right. Coach Mats knows what's up. He knows how important it is to get one of the first few games against the top Chinese players. If you're down in the hole 0-2, your opponent, Chen Xingtong, is just going to be very confident. She's going to be more loose. That was quite jarring after the quiet Japanese spoken there and the time called. You can see Coach Mats had his notebook out. Mima Ito, the notebook as well. Taking notes here. It looked like there was a little conversation from what I heard about reading the spin on the ball. A little bit difficult to see, not just spin, but also Chen Xingtong is surprised with when she drops the ball short, plays the touch shot. So still a 1-point lead here for Mima Ito out of the timeout. Chen Xingtong with her second serve. There it was, the banana split. Comes around Chiquita style, but mostly side, a little bit of under possibly as well. We'll have a chance to see it, well, the follow-up to it anyway, but the next ball here for Mima Ito earns her 2 game points. Ito's in, third ball attack, and it's tied up at 1 game apiece. The match will continue more tensely than before as the plot thickens. Players will head back to their corners. Stay right here, game 3 coming up after this.
Time, please.
Back for game number 3, Chen Xingtong just getting her towel down there. Now this is interesting. We saw a lot of points again. The service for Mima Ito in the third ball attack. In the longer rallies, Chen Xingtong is going to have more control. As long as she's not playing soft and spinny, which she's definitely able to avoid. She's going to be in control. Mima Ito looking to finish with the flat shots. Quick and powerful early on in the rally. Oh, pays for it, steps around the backhand corner. Chen Xingtong exploits the opening on the other side. Coach Mats there in the background, saw yesterday for the first time in a while. Said he got a K-pop haircut, the perm. The serve sits up just a little bit too high. Chen Xingtong at the back of the table. It's not the serve Ito wanted. Not too often we see someone do that, clean off the top sheet of the short pips with the hand. She keeps looking down at the rubber on the backhand side. In different environments, humidity affects the ball and the bounce, the contact on the rubber. It is quite chilly here in Kazakhstan.
1-3.
First point for Ito, the push rally to do it. She is very effective taking the ball right off the bounce. We've seen that so far in this tournament. When these come down, they are so tough to deal with. But again, those flatter shots have less rotation, of course, which means less security. The ball, a flatter line, just less margin for error. Tough start to the game for Mima Ito. Chen Xingtong in control. Neither player going for the towel at the first towel break. Oh, change of direction. Sounded like the back edge for Ito. No apology yet. I think she's so far in the hole that she's just thinking. There it is. Quick apology. Waited till Chen Xingtong could see. And even with the help off the top of the net,
2-6.
Ito can't take the points. Chen Xingtong hangs in there, staying cool as the ball changes pace.
3-6.
Surprising amounts of underspin on that serve.
Let 3-6.
Little reminder for you, the winner here will play the winner of Ju Yuling and Wang Manyu in the semifinals. Now from this camera angle, it's tough to know how high that ball was, but it seemed like a good opportunity for Ito. Let's look at it one more time here. Yeah, she can take this ball down the line for a winner most of the time, at least for a quality shot. Surprise, very subtle on the pendulum serve at the last moment. Pretty much at the point of contact is the only chance you have to realize that ball's coming long. Having a few different serves that look the same in the delivery can be very effective. 2 bullet backhands from Ito. Long way to go, second towel break of the game, down by 4. So snappy on that backhand. I really feel like Ito's potential in the world rankings and just in terms of becoming a threat to the Chinese. If she can keep her percentages up in this game, she's going to be very difficult. She can break the rhythm of the opponent.
4-9.
Now against someone who does hit flatter, if you can keep the ball deep on the table and spinny, as long as it doesn't sit up too high, it's going to be tough for them. 2 in the same point.
9-5.
Ito's had a lot of fortune so far when it comes to the short play. A lot of net balls, but again, with those flatter hits, they have to stay lower to the net, so it's understandable.
Let 9-5.
Oh, the side spin carries it off the net. Now 5 game points for Chen Xingtong. It's as fast as a long push can be.
10.
Coming off the backhand, we don't usually see cross-court darts like that in the push game. Occasionally to the wide forehand off the inverted forehand rubber. The flat hit is net and out. It's 11-6. Chen Xingtong goes up 2 games to 1 over Mima Ito, and we'll be back for game number 4. Stay right here.
Дорогі амбасадори та представники протистояння представителей Японии и Китая, что по партии 2-1 в пользу представителей Китая.
咲いたボールさ、ちょっと回転で粘ってみる。
回転超えてないの全部落ちる。
だったら
回転やりすぎて下向いてるね。
はいはい。だったら開いてパシャンっていっちゃってもいいよ。そこを工夫してみるか。一個ずつ。相手が
Players come back for game number 4. Mima Ito getting some words of wisdom from Coach Mats as she walks
Good
away.
game. Chen to serve.
This was the
Level.
lowest score in any one game. 6 points for Mima Ito. Every other loss had at least, well, had exactly 8 points. It was 11-8 and 11-8 in games 1 and 2.
One love.
Much better rally. Ito with a strong receive game, and that's more expression than I've seen from her in quite some time. She is a quite expressive player. Came in for a strawberry receive deep to the backhand side of the table. That's pretty rare. There we go, very smooth, sets up that short ball to the forehand side. Just that flip of the wrist. Being there, getting in position quickly. Chen Xingtong, also quite expressive sometimes. I can't believe in this point, Chen Xingtong is able to play the ball from that far out in front after Mima Ito changes the pace. This one right here, very soft, shallow on the table. Look at that ball. That was incredibly difficult, but Chen Xingtong made it just look like a walk in the park. A little bit of the fortune comes back. I think Chen Xingtong still has some more in the bank. Ito clearly not thrilled about it, but that's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the game goes. Nice change. Ito using the short pips effectively here. A little bit flatter back, a little shallower on the table. This is something that if you analyze Waldner's game, many consider to be the greatest innovator of modern history in table tennis, arguably the greatest of all time. He would use different places on the opponent's side of the table. Every shot was a little bit different in its depth.
2-5.
So percentage-wise, Ito definitely has to play some high-risk shots, which we've seen from the start, but her percentages just haven't been very high.
6-2.
Even with that fanning backhand, that little bit of side spin, Chen Xingtong not bothered. Oh, service error. We've seen him more and more, and I think we'll actually see a lot more in this tournament. Dima playing some high-pressure serves, had 3 service errors against Koki Niwa, but still managed to take the match in Game 7. Excellent recovery. Ito from the backhand corner, wide out to the forehand. Again, just to even reach the ball. Challenging enough. Starting to move the side spin there. It was a big leap from Ito, and she has to play the short side of the table here. Takes a risk. Flat hit for the winner, Ito within 1. That's 3 in a row. I'm surprised we didn't see a timeout here. I think this is confidence on Li Swin's side. Chen Xingtong will be able to hang on. After all, she is in the lead 2 games to 1. Inside out, beautiful forehand. Looked like she was going the other way. Ito taking her time to see from the peripheral where the opponent is going. Watch the movement of Chen Xingtong here. Starts to go just a little bit into the middle of the table, and Ito going the other way. Meditating, probably. Interesting. Coach Mott's first match of the morning. Oh, a fast strawberry cross court. Ito's played that receive several different places on the table now. We've seen it to the backhand. Coach Mott's doing the turtle out there. Look at this. For Ito to generate that speed. It's the beauty of the strawberry. With the tip of the racket down, pulling the wrist up. You really can generate quite a bit of speed from over the table. Quality shot parallel for the winner. Now Mima Ito was better in the short game this time than she was in the last game. Comes in for the soft shot, keeps it short, but just a step behind the table. That's more ground to cover. Good backhand for Ito. The silent Cho there just clinches the fist and looks at Chen Xingtong slowly. One of my favorite things about Mima Ito's game, her shots, she just recovers so quickly. They're very snappy, very wristy. Well, 2 shots in a row, a little bit longer strokes here. Yeah, there it was. The top of the net involved to break the rhythm. Chen Xingtong getting closer to even here. Probably pretty close now. All right, guys, no more nets or edges. Down the middle of the table, just long. Ito looking for some answers. Missing the contact on the inside out forehand. And here back from down 7-8. It's 2 game points for Chen Xingtong. That one just clipping the edge of the racket. You can see the very edge as the ball just sprays off to the side. Big point for Chen Xingtong. 9-9 with Ito's serves would be a very difficult situation. Not quite as comforting as this. 11-8. It's a 3-1 lead for Chen Xingtong. It's now or never time. Ito has no more games to give. She'll be back for game number 5, and Chen Xingtong looking to close it out. Game 5 coming up after this. So the crowd getting behind Mima Ito here to come back. We are down to 1 table here in Astana at the World Tour Grand Finals, so all eyes on this table. Oh, ripping backhand to kill it after a rally like that. They had both been tested from footwork corner to corner. Look how much pace Chen Xingtong is bringing in from a step and a half, maybe 2 steps behind the table. This is textbook perfection on a backhand. Are we looking at future world number 1, Chen Xingtong? Definitely wouldn't surprise me, the type of year she's been having so far. There've been a lot of eyes on the young Japanese women. How many of them have been climbing up in the world rankings? Again, Mima Ito, 3 years younger than Chen Xingtong. Chen Xingtong still feels newer to the scene internationally. Wow, that receive, a bit like the strawberry, but with some underspin, almost like the Koki Niwa ballroom. Underside spin. The depth on the table, Chen Xingtong has been very effective. Coach Mats with eyes wide open. It looked like he wanted to send some messages to Mima Ito for a moment. Times like this, if you still had a timeout. The body language right now of Ito just letting loose after this. Spinny ball, but it sits up a little bit. Chen Xingtong going aggressively on top of the bounce. And even recovering Mima Ito's net ball, Chen Xingtong is keeping it so cool. First towel break of the game, and she is well on her way to taking this match. Again, only about halfway through the points of this game. A recoverable deficit here, but an encouraging start for Chen Xingtong. That's the second time we've seen that receive. And an exhale for Mima Ito, finally getting some relief, getting some results out of that receive. Side and underspin deep on the table. Ooh, surprise. Ito caught off guard coming back into the table. Chen Xingtong playing at baseline. But Ito makes 2 shots under pressure here. You can hear the crowd behind Mima Ito a bit. I think they just want to see more world-class table tennis. See it go to game 7. And Ito with another break off the net. Chen Xingtong so steady. She's recovered many net balls. You can feel that sense of anxiety to get the attack in quickly. Flat hit kill shot. Chen Xingtong grunting, trying to get it back on the table. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Chen Xingtong, very funny. One of the funniest, if not the funniest, on the Chinese women's national team, I would say.
Play, please.
Just a very free way about her. Not afraid to pull out a funny face or get a bit silly. Oh, right down the middle of the table, a crushing forehand. Nice setup on the receive. Again, a bit of Chiquita-style spin out here. Mima Ito, little top spin on it for that opening receive and then the follow-up attack as well. Spin ball from the backhand side. What, it was 5-1 for Chen Xingtong, and now 5 out of the next 6 points to be tied up at 6 points each. That's how quickly this game can take a turn. The turning radius of table tennis is like a race car. Ito keeping the ball dry, keeping the palm dry as well, blowing on it. Serve from the forehand side. And wasn't able to seize the opportunity to get the first attack. Chen Xingtong was the first, but a quality opening. If it's a soft, spinny ball, Ito's powerful in response. Once again, that wide shot leaves Ito stretched out. You can understand that she's a little bit hesitant to chase this ball so wide, just trying to keep it in play to keep her positioning. She runs past that ball trying to counterattack. The table's left wide open. 2-point lead back to Chen Xingtong. This one's a little bit more on the backhand side. Right in front of the body. Ito doesn't get the side spin she had on that receive. She did twice before in this game. And now 4 match points for Chen Xingtong to take a 4-1 victory, moving on to the semifinals.
Let 6-10.
And Chen Xingtong does it, the winner of the first and last tournament on the World Tour, the Hungarian Open and the Swedish Open. Chen Xingtong takes down Mima Ito, world rank number 9 from Japan. And it is world rank number 10, Chen Xingtong, sitting in the semifinals, waiting for the winner between Zhu Yuling and Wang Manyu. And the handshake to Coach Mats. Quick run over and a slap of the hand to Lee Swin, who's got some answers for her quickly. Reminders to give her as she moves on in the tournament to play the best tournament she possibly can. The world will be watching Chen Xingtong as she continues. Stick around, we've got another match coming up in just a bit It'll be China's Fang Bo versus China's up-and-coming Lin Gaoyuan. Stay right here.